Hi, welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today, for a video today, we're going to do a pepper grinder. Little simple thing. This is a piece of mahogany that we're going to use. I'll just go over the parts real quick here for you. You got your stem. This is your rod that goes through the base. That hooks into this grinder part. So this goes on top of there. And then there's a spring that will go on top of that. Then there's a base here that goes on top, kind of holds everything in place. As you can see, holds that in there. And then this piece here will go up underneath and we'll bolt that to our grinder. And then this piece goes into the top of the grinder where your ball is that you turn, and that goes up there. And then there's a nut that goes on top, and this nut provides you the tension as far as the fineness of your grind. Tighten it up, it'll go smaller. Finer grind, loosen it up, you get more of a coarse grind. So that's basically the parts. One thing you got to look at is these come in all sorts of lengths. So even though this is a little bit shorter on there, it's fine, because when they get it in there and we cut this piece off, I got to assemble it to see if my rod is a little bit too short, too long, and then I'll cut the end off and mushroom it over if I have to make it a little shorter. So with that, how about we get started? We're going to do this between centers, so let's get started. So we're going to turn this between centers, so I'm going to put this in there. I've already marked my center. I'll run that over there. And first thing we want to do is kind of get it round and put a tenon on both ends. I'm going to cut off probably 1.5 inches down here, and then this will be the body. So first thing I want to do is get it round. And there again, I say this every time. This is going to be done. I'm going to use my skew to do it. Put your face shield on, protect your eyes, and let's get started. And again, I'm going to start from the center and work out. So I'm going to go across. Like I said, this is mahogany, so it's kind of soft, but it does turn real nice and easy. So all I want to do is get it round. I always say don't move your tool rest when the lathe is running. Work on it. I'm going to get this end round, and we'll put a tenon on both ends. That's why you wear a face shield, until that piece come off. That was just a corner, no big deal. Okay, since I got it pretty well round, I'm going to put a tenon on both ends. So I'm just enough to grip it so I can drill it. That's good there. And then we'll part off the top part. So we're going to put a tenon on this end. This will be our top. And I'm going to go about right there. And just enough to grab it. Okay, and now we'll part it off. We'll part it right here. I'm going to put another tenon on this end right here. There. We'll part it the rest of the way off. And let's see how close I am here. Yeah. Okay. So got our two pieces, the body and the top. We'll go from there. So I need to knock out my drive so I can put my chuck on. Put my chuck on there. I'm going to leave my tailstock in for a second so I can make sure that I get it centered correctly. And just kind of snug. And run that up just about right there. Tighten that up. Oof, I'm not even close. So, I gotta tighten that up yet. Not quite there. Now, how close am I? That's a much better. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out and put my drill chuck in because I gotta drill a hole all the way through. So, we'll knock out my tailstock. Need that in a minute. I got my drill chuck. Okay, so I got that. And I'm using this here's my base. So I measure this piece here. And I believe it's 1 3/8. So about right there. I want this a little bit loose. And about 1 3/8. Okay. So that's that part. Got my chuck in. Drill chuck. This one here, I just want to go below the surface a little bit, not much, because all this has to do is go into the bottom there. And so I'll drill that in. I'm drilling about 200 RPM, something like that, just ever so slightly. And I'm just going to let it cut. Like I said, this is mahogany, so it's going to cut real easy. I want to go down about maybe 1/4 inch, somewhere in that range. About the half of the distance of that will be suffice. About right there. That's all I need for that one. And then again, I'm going to drill down through the center here. So I'm going to take this out. That takes care of that. Do a quick fit. Okay, it's not quite there. And we're a little bit loose here. I'll tighten that up just a hair more. So I'll take my drill bit out. Then the next thing we need to do is drill out the piece for my insert that goes into that. But first of all, I need to clean that up just a hair so this fits down in there. So I'm going to run that back, use my skew, and I'm just going to take a little bit off the inside, just a smidgen off the inside of that too. And I can't go too much because I see there's a flat spot right there. I'm not exactly centered, so we're going to see what transpires with that. So I just need a little bit. Let's see what that brings. Perfect fit. That's what we want right there. So that takes care of that. I'm going to go just a hair more in the base of it. Make sure it fits down in there just right. Okay. That should do that. Put that in there. Oh yeah, that fits better. That'll fit in there like so. So now I'm going to drill the center out. So this is 1 1/16 is the size of this. This here is 1 1/16, so I'm going to drill this about halfway through. So that distance, or my blank is, it's basically 6 inches, so I'm going to at least drill about 3 3¼ inches, and that'll be halfway through there. So I line this up, again, about 200 RPMs. And got my quill set at 1 inch. And I'm just going to drill in about 1/2 inch. You know, this is mahogany, so it's going to drill real easily. And about 1/2 inch. It squeaks. And then I go through and I'll do this. So I'm 1 inch in. And so I'm 1 inch in, I know that. So I slide my thing up. I'm back at 1 inch here, so I just slide down another 1/2 inch. And then I go in another 1/2 inch, we'll make 2. There's 2 inches. Sorry about that. I had an issue with my quill here. The handle came loose, so I'm down to 2 inches. So I want to go down another 1.5 inches. Yeah, watch here, because I'll go down and bottom out here, and that'll be as far as I'll be able to go. So now what we have to do is flip it around and do the other end. Okay. Ready? Let's flip it around. I'll show you what I did. See that part there? And then this piece here goes right into this, like that. This piece here goes right down into there. Nice and there. So now I put this around on this side. We'll drill from the other end, and the reason I do that is because that way I've hit the center of it, and it'll be down the middle. So line her up. Tighten everything back up, and we'll drill it. So I'll continue to drill that, and we'll be right back in a second. So we just finished up drilling all the way through, so I got a hole that goes all the way through. So now we got to do our top part. It goes in there to match the grain. I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to put this in there, and I'm going to drill or turn this down to fit the inside of that. So we'll put this piece in here. Alrighty. And just for security reasons, I am going to, before I drill it, I'm going to put my my tailstock back in, and it's just for a little added support. That's all that is. And we're going to turn this down to this piece here. Back this up just a hair. All right, got our thing here. So I take my calipers and measure the inside of this. It's that size right there. So I need to turn this down to that. I'm going to use my small skew, 1/4 inch skew, and I'm just going to turn this part down to this size. So just nice and easy. See? Here it is. And then okay, let's check our fit. Make sure she fits correctly. There it be. And that's what we want, a nice tight fit there. So that part's good. So we're going to set this off to the side. And since we're got everything set up for a second here, let's just make this, taper that just a hair. What I like to do is taper that in. So just take my skew, just like that. That takes care of that part. So now we're going to drill our hole for the bottom. So I'm going to knock my tailstock or my drive out and put my chuck in. And we got to drill 2 holes here. One is for this piece here, so I got a 3/4 inch drill bit for that. And that's just got a recess down in. Makes it a lot easier, sits flush. Not absolutely necessary, but it just makes it look nice when it's recessed in. So I'm going to drill that right in there. And again, about 200 RPMs. And I'm going to go down about 1/4 inch is all. Right to there. We're going to check our fit. So this little piece goes in here. Yep, fits perfectly. We're good. So I'll take my 3/4 inch drill bit out, and I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole. Now the 1/4 inch hole is for the drive rod to go through. So I got to drill a hole clear through that to there. So I put this here, and we're going to drill through that. So, all right, here we go. Through that. Again, about 200 RPMs. And I'm just going to go nice and slow, because that is a 1/4 inch bit, and I wanted to go straight as possible. Go down about 1 inch. Come back. Go through about 1 inch. Come back, clean our bit out, and it came right out of the chuck. So we're going to put it back in the chuck. Little things like this happen every so often, so it's not a huge deal. You just learn to, and since it was on here, it should be centered and it shouldn't change it any. Now that comes out of there. So we're going to pull that back. That's why you got to clean your Forstner bit out. See all that in there is just plugging it up. That's why I did that. So what we'll do, we'll go in, pull it out, and see all that little dirt, or all little fine shavings, clean them out, and now we can go the rest of the way. And it should come right through. There we are. All right, so we're done drilling. So at this point, we get to put it between centers. So that being said, give me a second and I'll take my chuck off and we'll get it set up. So we're back. Okay, so this was 1.16". So what I've done was I made these little plastic things that fit down inside there, and I put one there, push that onto there, and this one fits inside of this, and then this one here's 1.16", which doesn't matter because it's 1/4 inch, and it's just going to sit right on the face of that. And then I run my tailstock up, put that in. Now in between centers, nothing can happen, everything's good. So that's my peppermill right there. Now all we got to do is turn it so it's round and we're good to go. So let's start with the top. And again, I really like using my skew, so we're going to use my skew to do this, and I'm going to round this off. Come in, I'm just going to get to general shape of this. We'll take this off, put it in the chuck, and finish the top of that off. So face shield on, and do some turning. Okay, I'm doing between centers, so I'm cranking her all the way up, about 1200 RPMs. If you don't like turning that fast, that's fine. There's no dead set rule in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll round it off, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper this. I'm going to start like kind of right here. And I'm just going to put a nice taper to it. Remember, this is a 1/4 inch and 1/16", so there's a little piece that goes in there is 1 inch and 1/16". So I'll show you how much I got to work with. Okay. So here's my 1 inch. So you can see, looking at there, I've got this much meat on the outside edge of that and that piece there. So I don't want to go too close here or out in here. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I just want to shape it now. Like I said, I'm just going to do a plain, simple shape. Do it like this, come down. Like that. I'm going to taper this down. Like that. I want these two to meet. Pretty good. So now there's kind of the general shape that I'm looking at for the top. Now I want to focus on this area down here. And you can see there's a flat spot right there, which is no big deal. We're going to turn that away. And I'm going to leave a little bit more meat down here at the bottom because that's where it's going to set. So I'm just going to round this to that point, and then we'll taper it. Like so, and then I'm going to taper this that way. see if I have any flat spots or anything that I need to remove. And I do have some flat spots there. So I need to taper this down just a hair more to get rid of them flat spots, which might end up being more straighter than I want. So we'll see, because it's pretty thin blank. Let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna get an idea here. I don't want to take too much off. Still got a flat spot, I can feel it. Yep, see a flat spot there. Let's see what we got. A little bit of a flat spot yet. I'm going to go back here. It's going to be like a little petite peppermill, I can tell you that. It's not a whole lot of meat that I got left. It's going to be a petite one. A little bit of flat spot there. How much have I got now? Let's just see. There's some there. All right. So we're going to have to do a little bit more work on that. So I'm going to continue with that. I'll straighten that up, and then we're getting ready to do a little sanding, but we're getting close. So. Part of the reason I like to use a skew is I can get a real clean cut with a skew. Real clean cut. So I think I'm ready to do some sanding on that. Yeah, that looks good. Looks real good there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some sanding on it, clean it up, and then I'll come back and then we'll finish it off. And we're just about done. All right, so we're just finishing our sanding here. When you're done, I always kind of like to go with the grain and put any scratches in and out. That's pretty good. It doesn't look too bad. I like it. All right, so before I take it off of this, what I want to do is put a couple decorations in it because it's kind of plain. So I have this tool that I haven't used much. It's called an elf tool. And basically, I got this from Craft Supply. It's got a little blade on the end or a little cutter on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple marks. Let's see, where's my pencil at? A pencil. There you are. So I'm going to say I'm going to go a little bit above center, which would be there. So I'm going to put like a texture there. And I might... yeah, I might do one down here as well. I'll do a whiter one there. So I want to put my mark all the way around there. Let's see, I'm going to make this just a little narrower. So I'm going to put it there and about half or thereabouts. And I'm not going to do anything on the top. So this little texturing tool, basically, all I want to do is put this in there, pull it back a little bit, yeah, and I just want to grind, push that in there, do the same thing there. A little bit below center, and this thing will texture that. Depending on the angle of what you get when you do it. see it adds just kind of a different texture to it. It's different. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I made this tool, it's just a stainless steel rod with a point on the end of it, and I'm going to detail that. So I haven't put a handle on it. Right there in both marks, like that. One there, one there. And just because, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mark up top. So I'm going to put it about the high spot, like that. Then I'm going to take my burner, which is basically my guitar string. I don't play guitar, so I got this from a friend of mine who plays. Stick it in that groove and just till she smokes. Put it in that one till she smokes. There. There. And there. And when you're done, you don't want to touch that wire because it gets real hot. So there's that. I want to take some 320 sandpaper and just kind of go over top of it real lightly, take any fuzz off. I got a pencil mark there I need to get rid of. All right. Other than that, it looks pretty good. All right. So now the basic of the peppermill is done. That's the shape I've got. That's everything there. So now I just need to finish off the top. So the top, I'm actually thinking I might do something a little bit different this time. I've never kind of done one of these, so I've got to get rid of my pen mandrel. I haven't turned pens in a while, so maybe that would be a upcoming video, is turning a pen. So maybe we'll do that. So I put my small chuck back in. Put that on there. And the little tenet where this thing goes, I'll stick that inside there. And this is where I got to put my my tailstock in to center it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of a curve on the top, but I'm going to leave it mainly flat. So let's knock out my tailstock here. Put that down. And I need my cone and my tailstock itself, because I can only put this down in that hole to help support it. Just keeps things from flying off the lathe. Put that in there. And I drive that up like so, just ever so slightly. And all I want to do is clean that edge up. And I think what I'm going to do is just take that little bit off, and then we'll round it just a hair. Like that. And I want to clean up this top edge. So, and I want to taper that just a little bit. And you can see my tailstock is going to be in the way, so I'll pull that back. And this is where you got to go real light cuts. I'm just doing a pull cut, shear. See how nice and ginger. Now we'll look at it, make sure there's no end grain. Oh, that is beautiful. Nice and smooth. We'll hit it with some sandpaper here. And top edge there a little bit. Take that trim off. And folks, I've got to say, I'm pretty pleased with it. Quick, simple little peppermill. So let me get the camera back around here. So, right, so here's the little pepper mill. That'll go in there. Just real quick, I'll put it together so you see it. Like I said, this little piece goes down to this little piece goes here in the bottom. Then our grinding mechanism goes on the end of our wire there. That goes in this hole. Sits down in there. And this is where you look and see the length of it. See how that square part is sticking up. So I got to take this right here and I got to cut it off so it sticks down about that far. So when it sticks down about that far, if you look down in there, you'll see it stick out. That's how much I need to cut off and peen over. But that's the general idea of it. So when you turn this, the grinder turns. So any questions, comments, concerns? There's a nice little peppermill, great little gift, simple, easy. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments and everything. And, I'd like to know what people's thoughts are, anything that you want to see me do. I like doing pepper mills, so just released a video on a antique grinder. This is a standard pepper mill. Here I've got a couple other ones that I've got that I might do, which is it's a Malta salt and pepper grinder. I got that, and then I got the little crush grinder. So when I get to doing them, I'll do a video for that. So other than that, hope you have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and feel free to like and subscribe. And don't forget to make a little man glitter. Have a good day.